Hi everyone, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited, going to be doing a makeup look. This is the full face makeup today, so if you really like this look, I hope you do, then stick around. So we're going to start with this. This is the Bye Bye Pores by It Cosmetics. I sort of bought the wrong shade. It's so hard to do that over the internet, you know, online, and trying to hope that you land on the one you want or that works for you, and definitely missed the mark a little with this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this everywhere, but I have to take this down here as well because it's not a good choice for me. So I have to give the illusion that it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it right on down to my neck, maybe even down here in my chest, just kind of touch it there. Bring it to the hairline. I never wear my helper hair when I do my makeup because I like to make sure I can blend it right into my hairline, and I don't wanna get all this makeup on my wigs. I like to put off washing my wigs for as long as I can. And so I rather just put my hair on as the very last little piece of getting ready, which is so fun, I have to say. It's like, you know, what kind of hair do I feel like wearing today? So, what I like to do is to brighten the center of my face. Since this colors, and it might not come across quite to you how it's a little too dark for me, but it is. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this foundation now. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Foundation. This is a lovely foundation. I really do like this. I will probably repurchase this whenever I run out. I still have a ton of it, so I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. It's a little pricey, but it is actually really nice. So why do I like it? Well, it has a little bit of luminosity to it, which I really enjoy that in my foundations. And it just glides on really nice. It makes your complexion look kind of pretty. So I really do enjoy this. And I'm gonna apply this really just right in the middle of my face. And this will brighten up the middle of my face. Plus it's got a really nice sort of natural luminosity to it. And I just like doing this when I may have missed the shade a little, and the shade of my foundation is just a little too dark for me. I like to do this to brighten up the center of my face and kind of balance everything out. This is actually a really great trick to do in general. You know, in the summer, for instance, you may, on purpose, want a little bit darker of a foundation, maybe to match the rest of your body because you tan, which I don't, but and then you can still pop on your lighter foundation, especially if it does have just a bit of luminosity to the center of your face. You'll be surprised at kind of the really nice effect that you can get doing that. So now I'm going to go in with currently, and it has been ever since I tried it, the Born This Way. This is my favorite concealer right now. The Born This Way multi-purpose concealer. This is a heavier concealer, but it is not drying. And it blends out really nicely without, for the most part, creasing. Depending on your age and how much crepiness you have, you know, you gotta have reasonable expectations. And I have to say, I have been really impressed with this. And this is just the trial size. This is kind of, well, it's a travel size, and I still have a lot of it left. And so if you would like to not invest in a full size, do the travel size, because this is gonna give you a really great amount to test to see if you're gonna like it. I wish more products would do that, especially foundations. Like, give me a travel size just for me to try for maybe even a month or so. And I think that would be a great thing. What I like to do with my concealer is I really like to focus it right in this area. And then as I pounce it out, I'll go ahead and bring it kind of down in here. I do get kind of a little bit of hollowness right through here, But what I've been doing for quite some time is just really concentrating the application right in here and right in here. And then I really just like to bring it straight down on each side of my nose. And I know it seems like that would make a nose broad because we're doing kind of what you would consider maybe a highlighted kind of effect there because our concealers are usually a little lighter. But that's not what happens really. It just sort of brightens up once again, sort of the center of our face. And I have been really enjoying applying it in that way. So don't have much on, but I'm going to go ahead and tap it kind of right here on the outskirts. And having a little bit of brightness kind of right through here, I think is another really good makeup technique for us mature women. I love the effect it gives. So I really do have to set. And I don't want to lose this really pretty sort of natural glowy dewiness we got going on here. So I have loved using the Too Faced Do You translucent powder. They have, I think, a couple colors. This is the Natural Pearl. Love it. I absolutely have been enjoying the Do You line in general. Do You makes that foundation that I absolutely enjoy and love. And I have a couple colors of it. Actually, I love it so much. I just wanted to use something a little different today. All right, so I love, again, I'm gonna pounce this right in the center of my face. I even like to kind of loosely set my concealer with this as well. Because it has a very unique luminosity to it, it doesn't have a prismy effect, but it does have just this really pretty soft luminosity. I wish I could explain it better. Very well done. And I'm just going to kind of set really the center of my face because that's where most of us really need to set more than anything. So I'm going to be doing my eyes out of really the palette I have been grabbing the most this summer, and it's the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is not the matte version because they have a matte version. I just have been really, really enjoying this. It really does give you a beautiful natural look. I really am so excited to be doing a makeup look with you guys. This is the very first color that we're going to be using right here. It's gorgeous to use as your all over wash color. It's one of my favorite wash colors that I have in all of my palettes. A color like this that has just a tad bit of yellow in it is wonderful for brightening. It's great. You know, we tend to get a little dark in here. That's why I love this color. But we're going to put it all over, but mostly concentrating on this inner area. And I apologize if I have actually created a look very similar to this. I didn't go and look to see. So if I did, well, this will be an updated version, I guess. All right, moving on, and I'm just gonna brush off any excess I might have. All right, we're gonna do a very light beginning of sort of that beautiful transition color. So I do tend to go for more of a neutral color if I know I'm gonna create more of a cool look. And if I'm gonna do a warm, then I will definitely probably choose something fairly warm at this point. This is the first step in building some depth to our look. So here's what we used as our first wash color. I'm gonna go straight down here, and this is what we're gonna use as our transition color. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. I'm gonna start kind of in my natural crease, but this is definitely going way up high, not completely butted up against the brow line there. But again, remember, this is gonna be what we're gonna sort of have in the background of this whole look. Now I am bringing this right up into my brow, this particular color. I'm bringing it, I'm kind of putting it up in there. This is why I don't put my brows on until I'm done with my eye look. I'm gonna even bring this kind of right in here, and that's because I'm a little broad right through here. So I just kind of wanna contour that just a little bit, and if the color is suitable for that, I'll go ahead and use it for that. All right, While we have that color out, we're still gonna use that same color. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop that underneath my lower lash line. Same color. And this, again, this is just gonna kind of be a starting point. We're gonna start to build some sort of shadow depth right down in here. And I'm gonna tap that in. Don't wanna necessarily make a real skinny line with this. I do kind of wanna create a smoky shadow with this particular color. We're gonna use something a little darker later on, but just doing something like this is gonna give us a really pretty opened eye look. Don't be afraid to put colors down here. It will open your eye, especially if you're really careful. That's my puppy. Especially if you're really careful and really make sure it's a very soft application. Even with a darker color, make it soft. Make that bottom line down here kind of disappear. As we get older, blending is key. I think we can wear any color we want, but I really think softening and blending is the key, and it gives us an all-over soft look, even if we're using rich, pretty colors. That goes for everything. Foundation, contouring, blush, everything needs to be softened out. It makes a huge difference. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. This actually came out of an Anastasia Beverly Hills eye palette. These are great, I love them. I have 2 palettes, so I got 2 of these. So I'm gonna use this side actually, and we are gonna go in to this color right here. We're gonna hop on over to the darkest color in the palette, I think. So let's go ahead and load this up. All right, so I'm gonna, in my head, I know I'm gonna be applying this pretty much up and down. If you have downturned eyes, you definitely want a very vertical line here, but my eyes aren't necessarily downturned. So I do like to bring mine a little out this way, but I like to start right there. And I'm pressing this in because I want to eliminate the fallout as much as possible. Plus, that allows me to kind of press it in to crepiness or fine lines or flat out wrinkles, and it gives me a better look, a better application. And then once that pigment is really on my skin and not so much on the brush anymore, then I can lighten my touch and I can start blending it a little with whatever brush that I use to apply it with. Softening all those edges. I'm loading again. We're gonna do the other eye. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring it out a little. Now I'm not gonna bring it out too down. Again, there's this line here that I love to use as a guide, and I have it in my head so I know exactly that I don't want to go past this line. So here's the line that I'm talking about. Outside corner of your nose, outside corner of your eye. And that's where I really want to keep all of the colors right in that line. Once I allow the colors to kind of start coming down past that little line there, it really draws the eye down, and we want to do the opposite. If I find that my brows are starting to grow down into this area, I'll tweeze them and clean it up. All right, so we're gonna start working kind of down underneath that lower lash line. I'm just gonna flip this brush around. That's why I love this one. And we're gonna load up. I decided not to use this color necessarily down there. I want something just a little softer. So I'm just gonna go with this one right down below. And I am going to just open my eye really wide and tap. I'm tapping and sort of pushing it along. And I'm going to connect it right up through here. But again, be careful when you connect that you're not bringing it too far down in this way, because then again, it's going to really create kind of more of a darker hollow, and mostly that line is going to be destroyed. That line is really powerful. I talk about it all the time, but once you reach a certain age, you know, it's all about illusion. And that's all makeup is the beauty of illusion. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to bring this color kind of right into the corner, but not where we brightened it up, you know, right in through there. All right, I'm gonna load again. We're gonna do the other eye. All right, time to curl our lashes. Tight lining that we're gonna be doing next is another really nifty tip when your eyes are aging and it becomes harder and harder to deal with eyeliner on top of the lash line. I love the look of tight lining, and if you don't know what tight lining is, it's that gap between the underside of your actual lash line. And it just sort of defines the shape of your eye. It is really a wonderful trick when you have mature eyes. So I'm going to be going in here with the NARS Larger Than Life. This is dark brown. Decided I didn't want to necessarily do black, but it's my favorite one to do is black. But I'm just going to open up my eye really wide, and I'm going to apply this right under that lash line. You know what? Oh yeah, no. Just make sure it's up pretty far so this part doesn't drag on your eye. That does not feel good. I like to really put it all the way into the corner, but make sure that you still are doing it underneath. Don't draw on top of the tissue right there in the corner. So I had ordered something a while back from Ulta, and I got to pick out a sample. So this was offered. It's the Marc Jacobs mascara. Love this mascara, you guys. I really do. I think I may even like it better than my Too Faced Better Than Sex. I know, I can't believe I said those words. However, I have no idea how much this costs full size. So that may just change my mind. I know that the Too Faced is about, what is that? Is that like $21? Or is it like $26? I think it's, I don't know, I think it's 21, but I could be wrong. However, I never have looked to see how much this is. Oh, you guys, before I put mascara down below, I forgot. I want to put some of this. This is like a nude natural color, and it needs to be sharpened. But I want to go ahead and put this down in my waterline, and this will brighten the eyes a little bit. I don't do this often, but I've been enjoying doing it lately. So let's go ahead and do that. In my opinion, I don't like a white. I don't like using white. This is more of a nude natural color. Now we'll put mascara on those lower lashes. So before we go on to blush, I wanted to use this palette here. This is the IT Cosmetics bronzer. It's an ombre bronzer, and I've really enjoyed it. As you can see, it's getting used up pretty good. So it starts out matte at the bottom, and that's the darkest of the shade. And as it lightens up, it gets a little more luminescent until it's quite highlighty glowy at the very tippy top. So it's a lot of fun to play with this. All right, so we're gonna start with kind of the matte, darkest part down here, and I just wanna warm up the outskirts of my face with that. So I'm gonna use also kind of a more of a dense brush, and I'm just gonna start kind of doing the very perimeter, really, of my face, making sure that I'm blending it into my hairline as well. But I'm also gonna kind of take it down right in through here into the hollows of my cheeks, back into my ear. I don't like to put it here on the side because I really kind of want that to be more of a highlighted area. And then I'm going to pop it kind of right here, touch just under the chin there. And I'm going to bring this as a contour kind of down into my chin. I mean down into my neck there. And it's right kind of down in there. I could take the other end of this. This is an IT Cosmetics brush too. If I find the link to that, I'll put it down in the description box. I really love this brush. And I'm going to tap that off, and I can also do just the littlest bit of contouring with that same dark matte color. Make sure you're only picking up the matte dark part of this palette for this. All right, now I am going to have fun with a little bit of more of the luminosity part of this ombre. So I want to get a brush that's quite fluffy. I don't want this to be very dense. This one is definitely not as dense at all as the one I just used. And I'm going to take this kind of right in the middle and bring it toward the top, knock it off. And I'm going to use this right here and right at the tippy tops and to the temple area, right in through here. right here, here. I've enjoyed this a lot this summer. All right, so I'm gonna do my brows now. I'm gonna do them off camera in this particular video since this is a full face. It takes a little more time to do those. However, I will link at least one video where I definitely walk you through how I do my brows. All right, I got my hair on now. We're down to blush and lips and we'll be done. One of my favorite sort of neutral blushes that I like to use is a Makeup Geek. It's called Puppy Love. Hopefully they still have this. I will check for you. But yeah, it's just not too pink, not too orange. It's somewhere in the middle, and I really have used this to death, and I still have a ton of it left. And I'm gonna put this kind of right above that hollow area. All right, I'm going to use the same big fluffy powder brush that I did apply my setting powder, and I'm just going to kind of blend it out again, just trying to get a really soft look. Next are the lips. I'm going to go ahead and line them with my absolute favorite lip liner in the whole world, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. And I just like to soften it with my pinky. Again, soften everything. Soften those lines with everything. Absolutely love this beautiful MAC lipstick. I'm gonna put the color somewhere in here. You'll also find it down in the description box. It is definitely one that doesn't last long, but I really don't look for that necessarily in a lipstick. It's sort of an in-between between a balm and a lipstick. It is so pretty, and I love the color. Not super pink. I hope you liked the way this one turned out. This is using that gorgeous Too Faced Naturalized palette. So absolutely gorgeous. It definitely is a palette that I have used a lot this summer because it just gives beautiful, soft, natural looks. So if you're looking to grow your eyeshadow collection, I definitely recommend, especially if you like this look, to check that palette out because it is really pretty. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.